Welcome back to the Bazaar. It's time for our last... Welcome back to the Bazaar. I'm Eco, and it's time for our last Overexplained run this patch with Vanessa. A quick introduction to Overexplained. It means I am going to break down how I think about the game and why I make the decisions I do as thoroughly as I possibly can, so that other players can try to emulate how I, as a Legend player, am approaching the game. I do my best in normal videos to explain my thought process and articulate why I'm doing the things I do, but I'm going to go much deeper than I normally do. This won't be like a basic overview of the game, explaining the pure how-to of playing Bazaar, but I will be explaining things that to me are second nature, things that I normally don't explain, and getting really into the nuts and bolts of why I'm making the decisions I do, so that other people can understand better how to play Vanessa, at least in my experience, in my opinion. And before I get started, one thing I do want to talk about, I am enabling Mysteries of the Deep for Vanessa. I'm more familiar playing with the card pack than not, so no matter what I do, someone is going to have the card, someone's not, and there's just no winning. I'm just going to make the Overexplained video for the one I'm more familiar with, and that is with the DLC turned on. However, something for every character is if you aren't playing that character, you want to turn their DLC off. The reason for that is because then it won't show up at the Bazaar. I do not want Pig's DLC items in the Pearl vendor. Pearl can give me anything, and she can give you wind-running items, so having a bunch of snowmobiles and... what are some other terrible items? Hot stones, right? Like, hot stones is great for Pig. Not really what Vanessa wants to pick up in a Pearl, though, right? So the issue with any DLC being enabled not for your character is that it dilutes the pool and makes it worse, specifically at Pearl. Now, with that said, let's get into the run. As always, we start at Vanessa's quarters with our choice of kit. Let's start with the easy one, the one we're not picking, the enchanted item. Enchanted small items are really interesting. They can create really cool runs that you would otherwise never be able to get without taking this start. They're very fun, and they are, just statistically speaking, terrible. There are so many misses. I picked this so many times and been burned by it so many times. In like half your runs, you basically get 2 gold as your starting kit because just the 3 items offered to you are all garbage and no enchant could have saved them. Enchanted item is very fun, very interesting, and it's the sort of thing I would do if I were playing normals and then re-roll if I got something that was literally useless, but from a competitive sense, optimizing things, this is a mistake. You can start with a shiny silencer and go free 10 wins, but you can also start with free 10 win abilities on gold skills as well, and there are way less misses with gold tier skills. If you get poison, any poison item is going to do monstrous work and give you a tremendously inflated win rate in the first couple of days, and it can translate to a late game build. Same with burn. Weapon skills aren't as binary, they're just good, but you can still get any weapon skill, put weapons on board, and get value with it. Gold tier skills are a lot of starting power, and they're at their best by far in Vanessa. Income is good. I think income and skills on Vanessa are pretty similar. On Pig, I tend to go income because Pig really makes good use of starting money, and his skill pool is pretty bad. On Dooley, I tend to go income because Dooley just, has less starting gold because he has to buy the core, so the initial 12 gold is way more valuable there. But on Vanessa, I actually find that of the two, gold tier skill is much more valuable. I don't find myself particularly incentivized to care about having a super strong economy on Vanessa the way I do on Dooley and Pig. And then I find myself having a much harder time closing out games after like day 12 on Vanessa. So winning in the early days is the most important thing here, and gold tier skill is the best opening choice at doing that. So that's why we'll be going a gold tier starting skill. Those are some hits. Improved Toxins is great. +6 poison's a great starting skill. I'd be perfectly happy to pick that. Strength is fine. +20 to all your weapons, not incredible, but easily able to make good boards that win runs with that. Of the 3, the one that is potentially the strongest, by far the most terrifying, is Final Flame. +9 burn is enough that any one item proliferates burn. Suddenly, just a lighter is a run-winning item, and that's all you need. Sure, you'll need more on day 10, but for the first 5 days, a lighter with Final Flame and pretty much any supporting build is going to be enough to kill people. So for me, Improved Toxins is great. I could see picking it. Final Flame seems to be the better choice. I really don't think Strength competes with burn or poison skills, though. Now, getting into our first hour, we have small burn item, jungle ruins, and Kina. And we need to stop immediately and talk about your need to use outside resources because the game does not have a codex. In an ideal world, I could right-click the jungle ruins and see what the options are. In an ideal world, I could right-click Kina and see what item she sells. I can't do that. What I can do, though, is I can come over to howbazaar.gg, click on Vanessa, click on bronze tier starting items, and then go to weapons and make it a negative tag so I see everything Vanessa gets that's not weapons and I can figure out what she sells. I can also, if I don't know what event does, go to Reddit, find this encounter cheat sheet, and I can see, oh hey, Jungle Ruins, 3 region or 2 bronze tier items. Pig could get 2 income, I'm not Pig, but as Vanessa I can get a small silver tier item. and taking a random small silver is not that bad. However, with a burn skill, needing a non-weapon item to apply burn, because the only weapon that burns is cannon, and it's not a very good burn applicator, it's an interesting choice, because Furnace is here. So I can take Kina and potentially hit something like Volcanic Fence, which is way better than any small burn item, or I can go Furnace for a small burn item. And we can just, again, go to howbazaar.gg and see how this decision maps out. We clear our search, we go to Vanessa, bronze starting, small items, and then we click burn. We see that it can give us a lighter, which is great, a mantis shrimp, which is terrible, pop snappers, which is all right, but it can also be from the neutral pool. So it can give us a magma core. And frankly, of that lot, lighter's the only good one. Pop snappers isn't really good enough on its own. At 4 plus 9, that's 13. And as a quick heads up on how to calculate burn damage, you do the total burn value plus the minimum, divide by 2 to get the average, multiply by the number of ticks, which in this case is the total burn value, which is 13. And we see that the pop snappers deal 91. So the 3 pop snappers will deal 283 damage, which against no shields, not pig, does kill them. But they might shield, they might heal. That takes like 15 seconds to kill them. It's honestly not that good. And I have had burn builds before where I got a mantis shrimp and just did nothing. So if I go over to Kina, I can get ambergris, barrel, beach ball, cannonball. There's like a lot of things here. And realistically, it's less likely that I get a burn item because it's guaranteed on the other one, right? There's some pretty big misses on the other one. The only real reason to come here is specifically Volcanic Fence. So much of this is bad. And as much as I want to go to Kina, get a store, get more than one item, sadly, the odds of hitting lighter or Volcanic Fence are much lower than the odds of hitting lighter or pop snappers on Furnace. So after running the numbers, we'll be going Furnace, but I really, really want to go to Kina. The math isn't mathing. And there's the mantis shrimp here to fuck the run. Oh, you hate to see it. It could have been Magma Core. Magma Core would be worse, but it turns out 11 burn every 9 seconds just isn't that much. It is 66 plus 20, 86 damage, 2 uses, not enough to kill a man. We need more. It is enough to kill a Viper. Banana Bowl is usually an incredible fight. Duct Tape is the best shield item in the game in my opinion, and it's a 1 in 3 off Banana Bowl. On Pig, you can scale it to the moon with a variety of things, including his signature skills that give gold-based shield scaling, and apropos chapeau. On Dooley, it's very easy to scale shield values as well. On Vanessa, it's kind of just shield skills that do it. It can still be good. I would take it if it were not against Viper or Pyro, and unfortunately, it is against Viper. Vanessa has been really whiny about me explaining things so far. Anyway, as bad as the shrimp is, it does one-shot the Viper. Even if I did my math wrong on that, it still 2-shots the Viper before I die, but I'm pretty sure it's dead on the first punch. The issue here is just that, like, you can get the same burn value, basically, on a 3-second cooldown with unlimited uses, right? You compare this to lighter, and it's just night and day. This is a very bad burn item to have. Unfortunately, Fang is the worst hit. It is just 1 gold. See, I would love to take Cinders here. I really would. I would love to go to Finn's Big Bite and gain plus 5 regen and like whatever 12 health or whatever it gives you. Those are both really good options. And if I had gotten a real burn item, I might be doing one of those. But I need to win early. I took the win early option, and I don't have an actual burn item right now. So we're going to be going somewhere else. I mean, Silencer's not nothing. Like, I can do Silencer hand axe. I've got the gold to do that and roll. That's 21 every 3. I don't like this, but it is enough to win my day 1 fights now. I'm going to roll, though, because I can get good burn items. Trebuchet's not a good burn item. Oh, Trebuchet is so far from a good burn item. So now I'm left with an interesting choice, because I'm not taking Trebuchet ever. I'd have to immediately sell something to take the Trebuchet. And frankly, I think Trebuchet is horrifically weak and just not very good in general, even with a starting 9 burn item. If there were a world that Trebuchet was good, it's this one. I really am looking at just immediately taking the Trebuchet. Burn 4 going off simultaneously with Mantis Shrimp, that is 12 plus 13 plus 14 plus 15 damage, right? It's actually massively more damage than these kind of shitty weapons I have. I have to sell 2 things, but of the stuff I have, only Silencer is actually good. And because I don't feel like I have the money to just pivot into Aquatic build with these choices, I don't feel comfortable buying Pearl now either. So, as much as it pains me, I'm going to sell these weapons and buy the Treb. And I really hope we transition out of this soon, because I do not feel good about Treb as a card. I also want the burn value on Treb, because it's not the one that runs out. Well, I have no gold. I don't want scrap, but B1, B2 is the best event I could possibly have hit. And I said I wanted to pivot out of Treb, but hey, that means it sells for 3 gold more when I upgrade it, right? It's also not insubstantially more damage and burn. This isn't the build I wanted. After 9 seconds, it charges for 1 second twice. I can just put the silencer in, which literally is faster. Okay, the shrimp's just out. The silencer is better. It's actually more damage. I have never had a day 1 board quite like this, and maybe that makes this a bad run for Overexplained. I think I kill him. His self-burn is going to be pretty severely detrimental. His own burn stacking is not very high. His shield is nothing. I'll punch through it with a Treb. He should just die on the second Treb hit. And I don't... Oh, I die before then. Shit. Nope. Ignition core at silver, just too good. Oh my god, I win. Let's go, silencer. Glad I kicked that Mantis Shrimp the fuck out of here. Oh, that's actually huge. I would have lost if Mantis Shrimp were on the board, because this would not have gone off fast enough. This goes off at 17 seconds. The second Mantis Shrimp attack would have gone off at 18 seconds. I would have died. I would have lost. Glad I put the silencer in. I'm glad I did the numbers and realized the burn item was worse. That doesn't make any sense. I hate that to bits. I'm still pretty poor. I think I'm just upgrading. Like, upgrading silencer is not bad. Haste item's also not bad. Literally any haste item is good. The issue is there are things like pufferfish and jellyfish that don't actually haste that count as haste items. So I'm gonna take the silencer upgrade. It's very weird. Not a huge fan of it. Got Pip for bronze skills. Might have to use my gold rolling here. Improved toxins is not very good. Arbitrage is arguably the worst skill in the game, and rear shielding does nothing. I'm super broke. I hate rolling here. But I don't reliably win my PvP fight right now. Alright, 20 damage versus 2 burn. That's a real choice. Well, not really, right? It's 16 plus 17 on Fiery. It's already more damage than left-handed. So Fiery this.
My life mastering that technique. So like
I would love to go to Andy here. I can sell this guy, roll by 1 small item. But frankly, I already beat Rogue Scrapper. This is just an outrageous amount of burn. You live till Sandstorm against Rogue Scrapper. This goes off 3 times. It definitely wins. So I'm going to go 4 gold here. And that's going to make my next shop tremendously better. I was talking about fighting Rogue Scrapper, right? I'd already decided that I was fighting Rogue Scrapper before I saw the monsters. Let's talk about why that is. On day 1, all the enemies get the same experience, but that's only true on day 1. On day 2 onwards, the rightmost enemy always gives the most experience. The leftmost is the least gold and 2 experience. The middle is more gold and still 2 experience. And the rightmost is the most gold and most experience, minimum 3 experience. Now, it's incredibly important that you get ahead of the XP curve. If you get ahead of the XP, that's more level ups, more loot rewards, more skills, more health, eventually more enchants, more upgrades. Experience is the most valuable resource in this game. And in particular, it's invaluable right now in the early game, because every time I level up, I get 2 more board slots right now. That means that I really need to get 2 bonus experience before the end of day 2 so that I level up before the day 2 fight instead of after the day 2 fight. Fighting Rogue Scrapper is one of the 2 bonus experience that you need, and Rogue Scrapper is the only fight that can show up in the far right slot on day 2. Which is why you pretty much always come to Rogue Scrapper expecting to fight it, or sorry, come into day 2 expecting to fight Rogue Scrapper, expecting to beat it. And it's very necessary that you do, because generally speaking, 1, you need the experience to get ahead of curve anyway, 2, you need to hit that breakpoint, and 3, the actual most important one, if you can't beat Rogue Scrapper, you are probably not going to be winning your PvP fight. It's a really bad sign. Now, I have literally no regen and no defenses, but I'm pretty sure I do live to Sandstorm. Also, he still just dies to the 3rd tick, I think. Not really 3rd tick, 3rd use of the trap. I would be very upset if I was wrong about that, but I don't think I was. It's a little bit closer than I thought it would be, though, I'll admit. Only 70 health to spare. Oh, Treb. I'm trying so hard to make you functional, and you're just kind of not.
Pocket.
Ah! Honestly, I needed to fill out my board. So our options are Spare Change, Midsworth for small and large items. Frankly, I don't really like Midsworth that much. I find that he doesn't filter very effectively down to anything. On Vanessa, there are usually a lot of medium items that I want for any given build. On this build, I'm not sure that's the case though. But it's up against Mountain Pass. It is day 2. I'm going to click Mountain Pass. It is an interesting choice here. As I was saying a second ago, EXP is king. I need one more EXP to level up on time. I can take guaranteed EXP. I can also go take a fight. Normally, I would say you just go to Mountain Pass, click the fight, and it's obviously the correct choice. Virtually against almost every shop. But I need 1 XP to level up. And you can get fights from day 2 or day 3 right now. It's just your current day plus the next day. I don't think I beat Ether Right or a Scout Trooper. There are multiple fights from day 3 that will beat me right now. And that's a problem, because then I wouldn't get any experience. Obviously, Gain 2 Income is at its best on day 2, it's at its best early, it's worth clicking sometimes, but right now I have to take an experience option. I might just not get the experience if I click this, right? You can get 1 experience, an item, or a monster fight. I can get the item, I can get a monster fight I would lose. I have not done this in a very long time, but this is a situation where it's right to click 2 gold, 1 XP to guarantee I level up before the PvP fight, because I don't win enough of the fights. We can take 1 income here. There is our optional +1 experience. We could have gotten this. We didn't know we would, though. Or Ayla. This charges whenever I use a weapon, so theoretically, literally any 4 small weapons is better than what the Silencer and the Junkyard Repair Bot are doing. So I think this is an Ayla angle. Yeah, I like Ayla here. It meaningfully improves my chance of winning the fights. Is this an unironic Narwhal angle? I don't like that. I'm taking Pet Rock for sure. This is going out. That's coming in. This is probably going out. Just because 20 damage won't matter. I don't have the 1 weapon for the cooldown reduction aspect of it. So the really awkward thing here is I probably am buying Narwhal, just because I want small weapons to speed up the trip. I hate that, but it's right. Now, do I want a cannon? It's a weapon, but I know for a fact I'm seeing a weapon on the next page too. It's only got 2 ammo. I don't really want to run Mantis Shrimp. It's better than Mantis Shrimp, but I kind of want to cut both of those. I don't want to spend gold on something that I hate. Deal damage equal to 30% of your enemy's max health and destroy this. When you burn, charge this 2 seconds. 30% of my enemy's max health is less than what the Trebuchet does right now. This is a lot of gold. More gold than I have, and not even obviously good. I'm going to take Bola Zorkid here. Zorkid's obviously great. It's a weapon, and it's 2 charges of haste. It's wonderful with the Treb. The question is just like, what do I put it on? Because all of my items are bad except the Treb. I guess I put it on the Narwhal because it's the fastest that doesn't have ammunition. But all of these guys are just here to trigger the Treb. If Treb's ever good, it's good here. And hey, that was a great Ayla shot considering the following Forged Fortune. When you're playing as Vanessa, one of the many reasons to not sell your items before you have to is because of level up rewards like this, where they give you gold for every X in your stash. For Ayla, or not Ayla, for Vanessa, what you care about are weapons and friends. And this is fantastic. We'll be clicking this, but before I do, you always see these first 2 options when you get this sort of level up reward in a randomized third win. Bronze tier item you only ever pick if it's going to fill out your board and you have nothing else to do because you're dirt broke. You never want to click this. You can get random options to like get a bronze tier friend item, blank tier, it depends on the day. But you would pretty much never want to click that for the exact same reason. You would always click bronze loot if your third randomized option was bad, because 2 gold and a same tier loot item is generally better economy plus whatever it is that you get from the loot item, which can be tremendously impactful. It's not always, you don't expect it to be, but it's just the best economy option. Anyway, we're going to take 12 gold because spending 9 gold on a bronze tier loot item is insane. And we're really damn strong for day 2. Treb is not a good item. Don't take this to mean Treb is good. But if you have a burn starting skill, don't find a lighter. Sometimes this is the route you go down. He also has burn starting skill. He found a lighter. I'm very jealous. Now, the question is, does my Treb get charged fast enough to win this, or is lighter just going to solo me? Pretty sure lighter's just going to solo me. It might be winnable if it weren't for Life Preserver. Because of Life Preserver, I think I auto-lose. Wait.
Defeat does not.
Easy tie. And he had more burn than me. My build was better. Oh god, Treb's actually doing something? This isn't supposed to be in the Overexplained run. This footage is supposed to get scrapped after I bomb out at like 3 and 7. Oh no. When you have cards like Treb, you will identify, as you learn the game, that some cards are bad. Treb is bad. It is not good enough. However, identifying that a bad card is better in your build right now and you need to win early, so it needs to get bought, even though it's not good long term, is a part of getting good at the game, and it does matter. Now, going into day 3, we have a small weapon. This is basically an economy option. You just get something you can sell, but because it's a small and probably a bronze, it's basically 1 to 2 gold, not going to be very good. You can find an abandoned chest to upgrade something. Upgrade hammers are very good. You can dupe things, which matters a lot on Dooley and Pig, but not so much on Vanessa. I wouldn't mind duping Zorkin if I'm a Treb build, to be honest. I also wouldn't mind upgrading the Zorkin, and I can go to Ayla to just get more weapons to put on my board. I think passing up this abandoned crate is crazy. Just guaranteeing I get the upgrade on Zorkin is too valuable. I can get weapons in a lot of other places. I don't have to go to Ayla. Now, I don't know that I... Did JJ jump in my inventory when I closed the stash now? I'm glad that bug's not repeatable. That was very upsetting to watch. Anyway, I'm not going to upgrade the Zorkin until I have to, which is going to be right before the fight, because at that point, I'll be weaker in the fight if I don't do it. I might find something else instead. I might not have to do it. Pop Snappers are burn 4. I am a burn build. Even though it's not a weapon, I think I'm happy with that. Switchblade is a weapon, but it is a very slow weapon. These are both dirt cheap, not a big cost to float them. I'm still going to take them. Volcanic Fence, you shut up. So, like I was saying, this is better than Lighter. And, Treb's not actually good. I am probably going to be transitioning out of Treb using this Volcanic Fence. What does that currently look like? It looks like a Zorkin, a Volcanic Fence, and 7 other items that don't really matter. Probably not switching out just yet, then. That's fine. I don't think I'm going Aquatic, certainly not with those items as my starting point, so I'm going to move on. Scout Trooper does a lot of damage. I think I'm actually better off not running Narwhal here. I think this is tremendously more burn and much more likely to win the fight, because I'm not going to live past like 20 seconds with literally no defenses, but this should be enough burn to win. And again, there's nothing I care about at these 2 fights, so Scout Trooper giving the most gold and experience is the default fight.
You come to these ends with that gold.
And I think this is much stronger than I was a little bit ago on my PvP fight. Just, yeah, 7 seconds is a while, but 3x multicast 12 burn is an insane amount of damage, man. 55 burn off the rip. That'll be an easy Scout Trooper dub. Yeah, that's just stupid. That works. I'm happy with that. I really want this Zorkin upgraded sooner rather than later. Gunpowder is an interesting one. Normally I want to hold Gunpowder all run long. But if I'm in a run like this where I have something like Pop Snappers with Fiery where it could reasonably affect the chance of winning, you know what? I don't think upgrading these Pop Snappers, giving them 1 more ammo, affects my chance of winning. At 16 seconds, these will go off again because of the Gunpowder. At 16 seconds, I've inflicted like 80 burn on Volcanic Fence plus Treb. I don't think it'll matter. I think I can hold that Gunpowder. Here, Quicksil can sell me items, but I already have a way to fill my board. I'm gonna go Artisan Dunes. I'm willing to ride or die for several days on this Volcanic Fence. Plus 2 burn on a multicast 3 item is kind of wild value. Now, we have Bronze Tier skill versus upgraded Bronze Tier item, and looking at how our board evolves here, it's not very good, is it? It's that, I think. So if I go Pip, what am I looking for? Because Steel Storm is a silver starting skill. It can't be at bronze. Strength would be fine. Left and right-handed would be fine. The remaining burn skill would be fine. Or upgrading Fiery. Defense grid would be great. There's a lot of misses. There's not that many hits. Basically, though, I'm just evaluating would I like to save an upgrade hammer on Zorkin. Like, I get to roll on a skill in exchange for an upgrade hammer. I think that's fine. I think that's good enough. That's absolutely crazy. It just gave me the 2 best possible hits, I think. We take Immolating Spark, though. We're probably moving out of weapons. Are we at a point where we just want to cut the other burn items because they're... No, we're not at that point yet. Down the line, we might not want other burn items just to get everything stacked on volcanic vents, but if it's only 3 burn, then having more targets for fiery is better. Hey, we have the fire skill face. It's been a while since I had this. When you see that on day 3, you should be shaking your boots. This build is horrifying. This is not okay. Anyway, Candy Stash is 30 health for free. Gumballs are super expensive. You very rarely have gumball money before like day 7, especially if you aren't Pig. We're not doing that. And medium items. I'm not sure what medium item I'm really looking for, because I don't really care about upgrading volcanic vents. That's just 1 burn, and I've mentioned this before, upgrading volcanic vents means it shows up throughout the rest of your run, and it's not a very good item. I'm kind of not rich enough to repeatedly buy plus 1 burn. At 4 gold, it's fine, but at 8 gold, it's crazy, and at 16 gold, it's never happening. But bronze tier chocolate bars is a pretty bad alternative, so even though, like, it's not great to go to middle, I don't know that there's any massive hits here. I think I'd rather spend 2 gold to roll at middle than just get 30 health. 30 health matters right now kind of a lot, but, like, it's not game change. I'm gonna go middle. I don't think chocolate bars are good enough to justify.
Hope you find who does.
Is this a life preserver angle? Previously, I wanted to upgrade Zorkin, because obviously upgrading Zorkin is way, way better haste uptime. However, life preserver is 550 additional health. Like, who cares about this Bola and Switchblade? Fuck them, I don't care about that. 600 health, I care about quite a lot. I'm gonna take the life preserver just always, and it's worth rolling still to see what else we can hit. Oh, that's awkward. I want you. I want that a lot. Am I strong enough to win with the wanted poster on my board? I know that sounds crazy, but very genuinely, with these burn skills, I might be able to do it. I was saying a second ago that Life Preserver would go whenever this, I would upgrade it. That's still true. It's better than upgrading Zorkid. It's more gold value than upgrading Zorkid. Because Zorkid's a weapon, I can't use the silencer with the Treb, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would drop the Narwhal. I just kind of don't need the Treb. I can just run the Wanted poster and haste the Pop Snappers. And I can easily make the room for that, right? I can sell this. I don't want to sell the Treb, to be honest with you. I don't want to sell my bronze items either, now that I think of it, because of Volpack existing now. But I can sell this. I don't really care that much. Get the Wanted poster. Positioning doesn't matter on this. I guess I'll take a Mantis Shrimp. He's the best random thing in my stash. Maybe he's worse than Bolas. It's hard to say, really. I think he is worse than Bolas. He's probably better than Narwhal, if Narwhal's not charging a Treb, though. And then lastly, I upgrade Hammer this because it means that I'm going to have so much health that no one can possibly live long enough to kill me due to my burn output.
Now this will inspire.
All right, I'm happy with that. That's a very good Wanted poster. If you're able to get early wins with Wanted poster on board, this is just a stupid amount of bonus experience. And then down the line, you just move it to your stash and you keep getting the bonus experience. Essentially, I'm spending 4 gold for 2 experience, which is a great rate. And then on top of that, I might get a lot more experience down the line. We're great, though. I really cannot imagine losing day 3. It's possible, someone could always high roll higher, but this is a pretty high roll in terms of my burn output and survivability. He has a Shielded Jellyfish, a Langjin. I'm not seeing it. I can't imagine how he deals 1100 damage before he dies to burn, man. This is just bullying. It's not even close. Now, the real question is whether or not I'm able to field this for a second day. Probably not. I don't know. Silver Life Preserver on day 3 is still incredibly good. My middle items are kind of bad. If I can upgrade the Zorkid and find a lighter, we might be able to do it. Like, Andy's a really good shop for tomorrow. Oh, hey, it's Nautica. That's awkward. She's a very expensive shop, and I just spent most of my money. But Zorkid's the most important card on my board right now in terms of upgrades. Spare Change isn't great. Chocolate Bars isn't great. And I can liquidate things. I've got the Treb, which is probably never coming back. So I am going to go Nautica because Zorkid is such an important upgrade.
So cute.
Shark Claw's here to ruin the aquatic card pool. Same with Crow's Nest. What about you, Catfish? Are you any good? Doesn't really feel like it. I'm going to roll that. Oof. Not only did I miss the items I wanted, the best item here is Clamra, and it's at bronze, and like if I just don't buy Clamra, likely the next one I see will be silver anyway. There's no point in buying it. Also, no Ambergris, no Cove, so no economy option. What about this beach ball? I'd have to sell the Treb for a beach ball, which feels pretty questionable. but very genuinely, just like guaranteeing I'm hasting this all the time, right? I would only have 4 targets, one of them the beach ball, which is like self-proliferating haste. I'm going to do that. My current burn options are not great. The build is pretty straightforward. Burn them down. Burning them down is better with haste. I need the money. Or sorry, I need the haste. I need to sell that trap for the money to enable this. Now, gain 4 gold is fine. Middle's pretty bad as a vendor in general, but exceptionally bad as a vendor when you have 0 gold. We go mountain pass here. See fight, click fight. Live by it. I was worried for a second about Praeting Duelist because he can't have a lot of burst if you fight him early. However, I have an additional 600 health. Well, 550. It's over what I have. There's no way he kills me twice before he burns down. Although I will admit, there's a good reason to be scared, having seen what the opening burst did to me. Life Preserver coming in clutch. Could not have won without it. That was just so much damage thanks to All Talk. Hey, we got the silver gunpowder that we put on Pop Snappers back. That's nice. Wait, why on earth am I running bolas over Pop Snappers? That seems crazy. It does take 3 burn off Volcanic Vents. So when Volcanic Vents goes off, I lose 9 burn, but I'll have generated an additional 18 burn. It's a net gain right now. But I lose the slow. It charges the Zorkid. I think it's better. Anyway, back on track. Let's go see what Argenta has for us. Tracer Fire is just not very good, is it? When you burn, your items gain 1% crit chance. So once you've burned 100 times, you have a 100% crit chance, which is entirely academic because your opponent will have several thousand burn and be dead by then. The first time you slow each fight, freeze an item for 1 second. That's very good with Clamra. Unfortunately, I don't have a Clamra. Probably won't for a while. An Oceanic Rush at silver is just 1 item, but 4 gold to roll feels pretty bad. So it's kind of down to these options. I don't want to roll off of this. Oceanic Rush makes it more likely that the haste is good, right? The beach ball goes off, I haste 2 of the 3 items, or 2 of the 4, then Oceanic Rush goes. Once beach ball goes to gold, that'll haste all of my aquatic items, and it's just generally an alright skill, so I'm happy with it. And again, nothing I need from Dervish, nothing from Retiree, we go for the highest value flat. And Hellbilly can be a bit scary, but a burn build like this bulldozes through just about every PvE encounter with very minimal resistance. The haste output is actually pretty good. For a bronze Zorkid, I'm very happy with this. I'm obviously hoping for an upgrade hammer, a B1, B2, or just for a merchant to sell me a Zorkid, because going from 1 to 2 haste basically solves the build. I'm going to take left-handed. It doesn't do nothing. Zorkid's probably a mainstay on my board. Down the line with an Obsidian enchant, that could actually be very good. Andy's against 2 income. That is rough. You gotta click 2 income here. It's very important that when you see shops, you understand that the majority of the time, a shop costs you to reroll and you get nothing. That the thing you want specifically is probably not happening. So 2 income on a character that's as broke as I look right now, I've got no Cove, no Ambergris, just the shit in my stash. I can't say no to that. I cannot go to Andy specifically for the Zorkid. That's crazy. What I can do is keep going to Artisan Dunes and stacking the burn on these vents. And it's getting to truly outrageous values at this point, isn't it? It's day 4, I have a 16x3 multicast burn item. There's no reason to change my board. This is the best I've got. Let's go fight this man.
You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on...
I feel fairly confident going into this match. I really can't imagine being weak. I didn't really strongly consider removing the Wanted poster. It just seems hard to imagine losing. Crow's Nest, 40% crit, 45 lifesteal, 7 poison, poison seaweed as the starting item, and jellyfish, bunch of poison skills. I think he burns down way before me though. Like, yeah, that's a lot of poison. Moderately scary. He even has lifesteal and a little bit of scaling damage, but I didn't even die the first time. So we are still farming experience here with Wanted poster, just capitalizing really effectively on our high roll burn skill to get way, way ahead on experience curve. It's literally half a level we've gotten off this item so far. And again, I mentioned this earlier, silver tier ammo, silver tier anything, or guaranteed gold with loot item is generally the best economic option anyway, and the random value of the loot is much better than whatever you might get. Although scrap is pretty terrible. Here we have JJ. He's a fine shop, but he's the worst shop. Small weapon for bad economy, but as I've said, see fight, click fight, push experience. And we crush Infernal Envoy. Infernal Envoy used to be moderately scary. This used to scale up a lot during the fight. but the rework for it basically killed it in this fight. Like, theoretically, maybe you can still make it work on another build, like Hot Stone's Pig or something, but in this guy's build, he doesn't really generate any regen, so he doesn't really scale it up very effectively at all. Which means his burn doesn't scale, which means his regen doesn't scale, which means he, on the whole, is pretty weak. I was kind of hoping for a Restorative Fireclaw. It could have been pretty interesting. Not really sure where it would have gone in the build. It would have been a problem to make it work. I'm going to keep pushing this thing. I might be going Diamond Winds on the back of this. Tina's good, but she literally cannot upgrade my Zorkid. It's the most important card on my board. I'm going Abandoned Crate. I'm taking a Hammer, and I'm getting this Zorkid to silver. I don't have to do it now. I'm going to hold it till the end of the day. Just generally, if you don't have to sell something, you don't. The reasons you would sell something is because you're going into your PvP fight and it affects your chance of winning, or because it gives you extra gold. Other than that, the only reason to sell something is because you need the stash space to hold something else. Anyway, this Gorgon Noble does not stand a single chance. My only question is whether or not I can get better results out of going to like a Kirby and Rocket Trooper. I don't need Flashy Reload or Shadowed Cloak though. You can use Shadowed Cloak in builds like this with Volcanic Vents, but a Silver Zorkid largely accomplishes the same thing. And here I'm really hoping for Petrifying Gaze just because it's a fundamentally super strong card, but it doesn't really matter. Vial of Blood's the second best drop for pushing experience, but it's always just come here for the XP, nothing else really mattered. And a minor mechanical thing you'll have noticed there, when you freeze, multicast finishes resolving, which makes multicast items uniquely good against freeze. 4 experience for the fight? Yeah, I'll take that. Upgrade a silver tier or lower item teaches silver tier skills. See, I'm a little bit torn here, because I kind of want to upgrade the Vaulted poster. It gives 10% more crit. I don't think I'm taking it off my board. It's +1 experience even while it's in the stash. Like, it's greedy. I'm not going to pretend it's not greedy. But I can't really imagine finding something good enough to justify taking it off my board right now. Down the line, when I have to remove Life Preserver because it's falling off, I'll probably try to replace this as well. Maybe we'll go into Slumbering Primordial, maybe we'll go into Shipwreck, who knows, but right now, I think this is going to be on my board for like another 2 days. And it's really meaningful to push experience. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more wins in the run. Upgrading this is worth 5 experience, right? Would I be willing to give up 5 experience for a silver tier skill? That's how I can look at the decision. And it's actually worse than that because I'm giving up the skill now, and it won't be until the very end of the run that I've actually gotten all the experience. Well, in terms of my current power, 10% crit chance is actually like probably about the same output as a silver tier skill is going to give me. I'm going to upgrade the Vaulted poster. I don't think it's clearly wrong, and I don't want to roll an Argenta and get nothing when I could have gotten 10% crit chance and experience farming. Non-weapon items, Docs, or Andy. Sadly, I've never gotten a Star Chart or a Sextant offered to me, so I haven't been able to unlock the Docs event that gives +5 gold and 1 XP for work as a navigator with those items. I'm going to go Andy here. This is part of the reason I haven't upgraded it yet, is I can just upgrade it here. Now, I might want to float this Seaweed. It's not useful now, but down the line, I probably drop these 4 item slots and become an aquatic build. So I actually do want that. I'll sell the scrap as well. We're going to be selling it shortly. I just need the inventory space. I do want the Seaweed. Bronze Elucerate is not it. Cannonball is not it. I'm going to roll. Those are some pretty weak ammo items you have there, friends. Powder Flask can be good with specifically Depth Charge, but I don't have a like aquatic spam build for that, so it's not even relevant. And anyway, it wouldn't matter, right? I'm holding a Gunpowder for a Depth Charge anyway. Tip Boost is not a big deal. Shield item is not a big deal, so I guess I'm going Curio and hoping for feathers, wings, and what's it called? Salamander Pup.
Reuse, recycle,
Yeah, Makeshift Barricade. It's a very, very good item, but I do not have room for it. I can upgrade this now. I'm not going to see any other shops. It's a really meaningful amount of power.
Will inspire the
There is an argument to upgrading Beach Ball. It's a much better source of haste, but because I already had the Zorkid unlocked, I didn't feel like I needed to upgrade this. Like, if anything, it's cuttable for other burn items. There's really no way I hold Makeshift Barricade for a Clamor, right? Yeah, there's just no way for me to hold a Makeshift Barricade. I am going to roll. Salamander Pup is too big of a hit not to. We got Rocket Boots. That's very good. My Discord, not yours. Sorry, streamer mode wasn't on. I do have to think for a second about whether or not to upgrade the Beach Ball or the Zorkid. It's got to be the Zorkid. Surely the other options are crazy.
reuse everything.
And essentially, this is a gold Zorkid now, which will be full haste up time the volcanic vents. probably full haste up time on the beach ball, and that'll be hasting everything else, but the other aquatic items aren't great. I have enough aquatic items that maybe at this point it's worth running the seaweed. Because now I'm losing, like, meaningful survivability by keeping the pop snappers in play. I think that is the plan. And since I don't generate any items, it is technically wrong not to buy the bar of gold since it buys and sells the same value, so I could make $1 by giving it to Barcoon later, or Volpack. It is a 1-win Dooley, feeling great about my choice of upgrading my wanted poster against that. Although maybe he just duped a power drill and we're in for a bad time. Drill 1, drill 2, no metronome though. Without the metronome between them, the second drill is a lot less impressive. We're certainly fine here. This guy's got like a decent amount of status ailments. It's not bad. But I have a 20 burn multicast item and 2 life bars, so I think I'll just be fine. It looks like he didn't even quite kill me the first time. It's just so strong when you have this in conjunction with Life Preserver. Life Preserver is an incredibly powerful defensive item before everyone's health outstrips what it offers. Theoretically, it's starting to fall off now if I can't find an upgrade for it, but it's still very good, even at just 600 health for 2 item slots. Weapon skills is kind of irrelevant to me. Haste and charge skills are not that good. I'm going to go gold tier skills. There's a lot of things this can hit. It's very wide variance, but I don't think haste and charge are, on average, good. Desperate Strike is bad, Depth Charge is bad, and Slow Burn's potentially insane. The first 5 times you slow each fight, charge a burn item 1 second. With a high tier Clamra, that basically just charges the volcanic vents at start of combat, right? The Clamra slows 3 or 4 items at gold and diamond, which is a 3 or 4 second charge on my most important item. I'm going to take Slow Burn. This sort of opens me up into transitioning into a Lighthouse build from here. Don't know that that's where I want to go. Hey, speak of the devil. Get a small shield item as an economy option I don't need. Jules Cafe is a temp boost that I don't feel like I need. Like I'm farming XP with Wanted Poster on a flawless win streak here. We go Barcoon and we scam him with the gold we just got. Now, this is guaranteed value. These other wins are a tougher question. Well, not the pop snappers. That's just +1 gold. But all of these are weapons. By keeping them in my inventory, I give myself the ability to get +10 gold on the for each weapon option when you level up. But I might just never see that again. Personally, I feel like I'm going to have stash space problems inevitably. I don't think it's right to hold items when you're given a good incentive to sell them because a level up reward might reward you when you can get guaranteed reward now, right? Like, that level up reward would give me 2 gold per friend. I'm already getting 1 gold per friend guaranteed. I'm tossing them all. Now, we have Dark Water Anglerfish, which is bad medium lighthouse, and I don't slow yet. So I'm going to have to roll or leave. I have 31 gold, it's worth the roll. A silver rowboat. I currently have aquatic, friend, weapon, toy, and I would get vehicle there. So that would get me a 4.5 second rowboat. I think that's worth picking up. I think what I would do is, not today, but tomorrow, I would drop the wanted poster and put the rowboat in on the right side of volcanic vents. And then ideally find something else to put on the other side by dropping Life Preserver, but I could just put the seaweed there, it would be fine. I think this rowboat is good enough if I'm just trying to accelerate 1 item. Because, like, that's so much faster. Like, really meaningfully faster. And I'll test it out in the PvE fight in a little bit to see if I'm right about that, but it feels very, very good. We have Pole selling large items, non-weapon, and gumballs. I don't need economy, I can't afford gumballs, I'm gonna go Pole. Shipwreck and Slumbering Primordial are both massive. There's the lighthouse I was talking about potentially building into. The issue is I don't slow yet. It's kind of a big Achilles heel to buying that now. There's no shot we ever go flagship or sub here. If I roll, I go down to 15 gold. I can afford a Slumbering Primordial or a Shipwreck. Shipwreck's actually pretty damn awkward here compared to Slumbering Primordial. Like, I can just drop the 2 on the left and put in Slumbering Primordial Silencer if I find that, and I'd be happy with it. But I don't really wake it up very quickly, do I? And it's a long time until I can upgrade it to Diamond. But I do think I probably end up going into Shipwreck, Slumbering Primordial, or Lighthouse. So it's not right to leave. It's right to either buy this or roll, and I just don't know which one. I can't really envision how Lighthouse is ever going to be a part of a winning board right now. Floating it for all my gold sounds like just definitively the wrong plan. I can see how Shipwreck or Primordial would be a winning play. Gold eels, huh? I guess I was supposed to buy Lighthouse, roll, sell everything I own, and go all in. I don't think that was ever right. I don't think you ever buy the Lighthouse and roll. But yeah, these are not the items I'm looking for. Is there an argument to Water Wheel? No. But that's alright. I was hoping to find a late game transition, but we can still just go diamond wins on something like this. I have nothing I care from for Zookeeper or Trash Hole. Not quite true. Zookeeper does have a, what's it called? Salamander Pup. I lose 1 experience going there, so let's figure out the odds. Looking at the Zookeeper, he has 8 possible drops, only 1 of which do I actually want the Salamander Pup. I don't have any of these items, so they can all drop, so it's just a 1 in 8. Loan Shark is 1 experience more, guaranteed. The way I do this is not 1 experience for 1/8 of a Salamander Pup, but I just multiply it out. 8 experience for 1 Salamander Pup. If I were in this exact spot 8 times, I make the decision 8 times, I get 1 Salamander Pup. If I saw an hour event that said, cancel your next 8 experience, get a Salamander Pup. Do I think that would be a good event? Would I be willing to spend 8 experience for +4 burn on a volcanic fence? And the answer is no. A level is worth more than that to me. I'm going to go to Loan Shark. There are very few things where that method of analysis tells me that it's worth going to an enemy. It usually says, what are you doing? Go get the experience. And I might be wrong in analyzing it that way. There's a little bit more intricacy for things that can like just single-handedly win runs and you're otherwise not going to win the run, so that distorts it a bit. But at the same time, experience is so good that maybe any good analysis system should frequently tell you, go get the experience, do not take your 1/8 chance. Anyway, we get some Shark Claws, we move on with our lives, and we're happy about the bonus experience we have from it. I should have watched the fight in any capacity to see how good this was. Oh well, trying again tomorrow. I'll have the rowboat later, we don't have to worry about it now. Get a slow item's not great, I don't need the economy, although it could give me a very good items like higher tier Clamras. Chocolate bars are not great at base value, I don't have the money for premium ones. So I think I'm going middle. I'd be happy to roll and spend all my gold on a diamond wanted poster. Don't really want any of that at all though. Star Chart's interesting, it's a little bit late to unlock the docks. They stopped showing up after day 8, I think. But at bronze, which is weird they showed up at that low of a cost this late, it is still worth picking them up. I probably wouldn't have done that if they were at silver or higher. Definitely not at gold. Hey, Volpack, I already sold all my bronze items for +1 gold to someone else. Medkit or docks, hey, speak of the devil. They have immediately paid for themselves. Get a gunpowder or a different loot item and 2 gold. Well, I'm already floating a gunpowder's the thing. Don't really care about it. Theoretically, it can be go with depth charge down the line, but honestly, 1 ammo tends to do the job. 2 ammo is always enough. You're not going to live long enough to use a 3rd ammo on depth charge. I think I will take a random other loot item, thanks. And it is Vial of Blood for yet more experience, hell yeah. I didn't need to sell that yet, that was a mistake. So I'm level 9 at the end of day 6. As a heads up, in terms of general experience benchmarks, we are wildly above the curve. Usually, the benchmark people set for themselves is they want to be at level 10 at the end of day 8. They want to get their enchant guaranteed from reaching level 10 for the day 8 fight, and it's pretty easy to do that in every run. Very rarely you see somebody get to level 10 on day 7. It looks like we're on pace if we win this fight to be level 11 on day 7, which is the furthest above EXP curve I have ever been. Let's see if it actually plays out though. I do not think it's worth giving up 1 experience and 20% crit chance for the silver boats. We're also still just pretty good. No 2-slot defensive item was going to outperform Life Preserver still on day 6. That's a pretty big board. He's scaling duct tape with armored core. He should just be dead though. This, even though he's halving my burn, it just shouldn't matter. Because I'm going to stack up burn way faster than he scales his shields, right? Also, the seaweed is scaling up defensively, which does matter. And yeah, it looks like we're getting through pretty substantially here. He's just dead. It's not a weak build. Like, it's not the best I've ever seen for an armored core build, but it's definitely above average. And we just steamrolled that guy with Wanted Poster on board. I'll take my 3 experience, thanks. Yeah, I think we're on pace for level 11 today, which is absolutely insane. We're going to click the docks. If you have Star Chart, you don't need to read the other options unless they're fights. 5 gold and 1 XP is a tremendous amount of value. It is so much better than any shop. We hit level 10 hour 1 of day 7. That's insane. This is actually a little bit tough. So if I take shield, that is 200 shield on the volcanic vents, right? That is a massive amount of shielding. And this gets into something I've mentioned in other Overexplained videos I haven't really talked about too much in this video, which is frame of mind. And it's because I've been clear in my frame of mind the entire run. We took the starting skill with the intention of winning very quickly, being out before day 12, just going on a high win rate, because that's what starting skill enables, it's what you're playing to. And when you look at this enchant, shield is really good right now, like incredibly good right now. But it's never going to be enough to win on like day 15, day 14, even day 13. It falls off really hard compared to getting like slow or haste or fiery or obsidian. There are way better enchants that have a much higher chance of actually winning in the late game. Here's the thing. I'm not going to the late game. Look at my win rate. At day 13, no matter what, the run will end on that PvP fight. It cannot even reach day 14. So even though shielded is going to fall off a lot, it makes it much more likely I go a diamond victory because it is genuinely very strong right now.
Since my father built her.
So I am going to go Guardian's Gorge. There are better enchants, but you can't assume you'll get them, and it's good enough to take me to diamonds. Right now, my only weakness is that I don't have great defenses, and it's about to get a lot worse once I have to drop Life Preserver. Small bird and middle, I would never take the economy option here. I have 34 gold. Middle, I would be willing to take. Push this, push this, push this. Find something to replace Life Preserver. But Mysterious Portal has genuinely pretty good average value. I feel like it's just a great thing to click on. Bazaar 2 XP. We're definitely level 11. That's absolutely wild. The experience this run is in is just ridiculous. So, again, same situation as last time. Ghost Pepper has a lot of different items that could be good for me. Normally, you do not beat Ghost Pepper. I have a 200 shield permanently hasted multicast item. So Ghost Pepper has some crazy burn output. But, I can't get his fiery skill, right? Because I already have bronze fiery, so that's unfortunately out. When you burn, gain regen. I don't burn that frequently. Honestly, what am I looking for here? I mean, if I drop the Wanted poster, like any of his small items, like Black Pepper or Lighter, are incredible. And this Wanted poster probably needs to leave, if not today, tomorrow for sure. This doesn't affect whether I level up today. I will get level 11 on a 2 experience fight. And oh, do I beat Ghost Pepper? Do I stack up enough burn? He has to generate twice the regen I do in burn to survive it. There's no fucking shot. I'm gonna fight Ghost Pepper here. I'm terrified of this guy. If I lose, consider this the conclusive proof that Ghost Pepper needs a nerf and that he's a Lich tier enemy. Because in my mind, he is second only to Lich for crazy enemies that you should not be fighting. So initially, he generates more regen. However, it's not doubling us. We stack up. I don't know, man. I'm glad I'm generating a ton of shield here because his regen generation's fucking crazy. We very definitively do not live that without the shield enchant. But we do beat him, thank God. That's really good. That's maybe not worth 8 experience, but it's definitely worth something. Worth 2 burn and 20 shield to be specific. We have 200 max health against an Ayla with no weapons we care about and gumballs. Sorry, Zorkid, you're already at 3 haste. We just don't need you to be better. We take 200 health there. This is our last hour of the day. We have Shield going into a PvP fight, Chocolates with a good chunk of money, or Kev. So here's the thing. I'm insane on health already. I'm going to have over 3k health as Vanessa on day 7 after I level up. I don't need this. I'm going to go Kev. I'm going to try to find the replacement items. Like, we have to go shops at some point. Enchanted items from Kev could be the answer. Pearl is a good item. I'm perfectly fine to have a Pearl on my board as part of the answer. Shielded Repeater's not it. Barrel, bit slow, not it. Shielded Flagship, huh? Obviously, Nesting Doll and Cove are unhelpful. I can take the Cove and maybe make some money from it. Is there a way that Flagship hits the build? Like, I've got left-handed. It's actually a 70 damage, 70 shield Flagship. I have a Friends. I don't have any tool, ammo, or property. It seems pretty bad for 3 item slots, you know? It's unlikely that Cove makes me money. I really wanted more from this Kev. Didn't get much. I can't justify buying the Cove with my current stash space. I can't justify any of that. What is the skill I'm looking for? I'm looking for a slow skill. Well, unfortunately, I don't know that there's going to be great options there. It's like Lefty, Lucy, and nothing else, I feel like. Oh, right. They reworked it to charge a slow item and not actually slow, so it doesn't even work for me. then that means it's a choice between rolling for specifically Freeze Fire or Frost Fire, whatever it's called here, because I don't have any other status ailments, or hoping for, like, basically just Inexorable and Barnacle Encrusted on Old Zane. They're both pretty bad. This is the best option I've got. I don't think Stunning Strike is the play because I don't have crit chance once I drop the Wanted poster. Berserker's definitely not it. Oceanic Rush currently says, when your first item goes off, haste. The first item is Beach Ball, 4 of 5 items. Seems good. It's not obviously bad, but Barnacle Encrusted is so much better. And Exorable is probably still better. Yeah, I'm gonna roll. I don't think that's good enough. Got literally nothing. Wait, Steel Storm's a Vanessa skill? I thought this was a neutral skill. I had no idea this was a Vanessa skill. Makes sense, I suppose. Anyway, these are 3 complete whiffs. I don't even really mind, to be honest. Like, losing the +1 haste is genuinely very minor. I think it was worth taking that risk. The reward's massive because it's like 10% cooldown reduction or scaling crit chance, and the risk is 1 haste on a board with Zorkit and Beach Ball. So it's just like very minor acceleration loss. But yeah, that's a skip. And I should explain why it's a skip. The Grandmaster event, where you upgrade one of your skills, picks from the skills you have. If you take bad skills that do nothing for your board, Grandmaster is less likely to make your build better.
Guess I'm not the only one with a
Anyway, I still feel like I'm on top of the world. I have a couple of good items in here that could come in. But I don't have enough to replace right now. Like, theoretically, maybe I would replace Wanted Poster now tomorrow, but like right now, I've got my enchant a level ahead, or a day ahead rather. This guy's level 8. I'm 3 levels up on him. In what world do I take the Wanted Poster out?
My fight isn't with you.
He's level 8. I got my enchant a level ago. There's just no shot that I should be scared here. Decent burn skills. Gunner, is that a Treb? No. 52 burns a lot. I'll admit, 52 burns a fucking lot. And he did start of combat freeze my fastest item, which meaningfully slows me down. However, the shielded came a little bit close to actually doing something. I'm glad the powder keg was base value. Yeah, the shielded volcanic vents just completely stopped his damage. The Treb's pretty bad. The infinite 52 burn pop snappers with, what was it, 6 base ammo that didn't even need it? That's a very scary item. The rest of his board's not really that scary, but that was horrifying. Thankfully, I have literally double his health and a life preserver. Oh man, the experience rate on this build is absolutely out of hand. Undefeated on day 7, as God intended for Vanessa. I think we go Mysterious Portal here. JJ's just not a great shop, and even though I'm looking to find things, Mysterious Portal can find things from other vendors. Boom, just like I said. Give me that black pepper. I need it. Rolling Pin is not it at all. When you burn, charge this, haste an item, shield. Essentially, it goes off whenever the volcanic vents go off. My question is, why am I supposed to care about that? It doesn't shield very much. What are the enchants on a pair of oven mitts? That's actually important. A pair of oven mitts gets actually pretty bad enchants, apparently. Because it's just the shield value, or very low amounts of whatever status ailment. So, I know this does something. It's been in cool builds before, but I think it needs to loop with something that cares about shield. And it does not do that right now. Skillet does nothing for me. Restorative Rolling Pin does nothing for me. I will roll here. Black Pepper's insane. And I miss it. Curry is just nothing. Dishwasher does nothing. Knife set does nothing. Damn shame. Black Pepper would definitely have helped me transition out of these 2 items, but we might just be going 10 wins with them. Non-weapons, chocolate bars, or a chance to find some way out. Hey, Electric Eels, I see you're still in the shop. In fact, everyone is, and it seems like the water wheel is worse for wear somehow. I have slow burn with Electric Eels with a massive burn item, so I'm like looking at this very sincerely. My enemy uses 3 items, this charges, it goes off, it slows, it charges the volcanic vents. It's not a negligible amount of charging. I think I replaced the beach ball with the rowboat. I replaced these 2 with the pearl and the eels. And this is gonna be the build that goes diamond. I think that's strong enough with slow burn. It's disrupting my opponent. God, it's really not. It's really quite terrible. 20% crit and 600 life is genuinely better. I want it to be better, but it just isn't. And then if I do find like a figurehead to make it faster so that it actually charges much more effectively, I don't have room for it without dropping the pearl plus the seaweed. And then it's like, what's the Zorkid doing here? He's only hasting 1 thing. I think it's bait. I don't think it's good enough. Now that's the kind of bait I'm here for. I'll bite that every single time. I am a sucker for Slumbering Primordial builds. You got my number. Shark Claws get out. We're buying this Primordial. We don't have a diamond upgrade that matters anyway. You know, the fact that this is only charging for 1 second doesn't seem very good. We really do need to upgrade this rowboat quite soon. This is probably not how I'm going to be arranging my board during the PvP fight, but I will watch it during the PvE fight. We probably beat Dragon like this, right? We definitely beat Dragon like this. What am I saying? We have shield off of this, just absolutely stupid amounts of it. This will eventually dome him for like, you know, not a lot, but like 600. Do I want... No, there's no way for Zorka to haste both the Volcanic Vents and the rowboat, unfortunately. Yeah, it just takes Dragon ages to go off. I mean, when it does, it burns you for 300, which is not nothing. But it does just have a lot of startup time, sort of like Primordial does. And like, I know it's probably not right, but I am a sucker for this build type, and it is genuinely strong at that. All right, boys, if you were just here to learn how to play the game, you can leave now. The run's over, we win. Dragon is continuing being nice to me, I see. So now, every time that I use the Volcanic Vents gain 10 burn and 100 shield, and it is a 3x multicast item. Also, the boat that's charging it is giving it that too. The run's fucking over. Holy shit, that is... I wasn't even thinking about the drop because I kind of didn't want a good drop off Dragon because it makes the run less valuable to learn. I was kind of expecting to bomb out on a bad Slumbering Primordial build, but this guy's useless now. I no longer care. This is my win condition. Like, very sincerely, I'm just gonna sell him. It doesn't matter. I would rather have 20% crit on my million burn item. I'd rather have Life Preserver. That is the shortest the Slumbering Primordial will ever be in any of my runs. Just Dragon skill instantly overrides any other plans. All we care about is scaling this now. This is Diamond Victory, unless somebody one-shots me. I do need to make some room, though. Do I want to drop this for haste? I actually do. At this point, 600 is not a relevant portion of my life pool. I would rather have better haste uptime on my whole board. This will also be hasting the rowboat when nothing else is. I can sell that to make the room that I need. Ideally, we just get a feather or a wing. CDRs, you are too kind. Anyway, like I was saying, CDR is all we care about, which is why we'll be going to Monster Ranch as well. Get me an insect or a feather. There we go. Another 9% cooldown. Ask and you shall receive, apparently. And a Grand Master to get yet more experience. This is one of the grossest runs I've had in a while. Full second off the cooldown and up Dragon skill compared to where we were a moment ago. We gamble here every time. Tox Clocks could genuinely be very good because it can sell both the rowboat and the beach ball. But I level up if I click on Shrouded Figure. Genuinely, I don't think I care. I'm so far above experience curve, right? Like, yeah, I could level up here. But having this charge for 2 seconds... Actually, looking at cooldowns, it's only a little bit better at 2 seconds, and I already full haste. No, I'll do the gamble. Timing windows don't work well for the rowboat in this build.
The edge of the foundation, they wait.
Upgrade an item or teach a gold tier skill. These two are hasted. The Zorkit itself doesn't matter. Hasting the boat could be nice. I mean, it already does, right? Like, I'm gonna upgrade an item. I'm gonna upgrade the boat. I think genuinely that this is more valuable than a skill. It gives better haste proliferation, which charges the boat more. It marginally speeds up the vents, and very genuinely, nothing but the vents matters anymore. We are officially a Volcanic Vents build. We are going Diamond Victory. I fear nothing. I am sure that God himself quakes in terror at the image of what he has created. Oh wow, a poison build. Bad news. You'll get past the shield. You won't get past the burn. I have 2,000 more health than him, by the way. So it's not quite full haste at time. He doesn't appear to have the heavy enchant that's really fucking me up. What is it from? He's dead already, by the way.
Another round.
Why am I full slowed? What? Wait, no, what was slowing me? I just missed something. Beach ball, jellyfish, lucerate, pufferfish, water wheel, black rose, toxic, exposing top. Why did this go off so many times? Oh, he just found a bunch of things that buff it. Okay, fair enough. I did not think it had a 6-second duration. I got it. Anyway, of the broken stuff happening in that fight, the 6-second slow illusory was not even close to number 1. Middle for medium items upgrades these. That's alright. Get an item for economy I don't need. I'm already millions of health ahead of everyone. Well, thousands, but it feels better to say millions. Going to roll here looking for a boat. It's that easy, folks.
Water is free. I like the exercise.
Well, it's a shame that it's gross overkill. But it's still good. And it helps on haste up top. Mostly for itself to charge more, but still. Tip boost doesn't matter. But this is probably my last day. Oh, wait, no. It's only day 9. It's only day 9? No. What do you mean it's only day 9? 5 gold's kind of unnecessary because I don't need to buy anything for the rest of the run. And if I do, I can sell a Slumbering Primordial about it. The only item in my inventory I care about is gunpowder. The rest of this can be sold. The docks are closed. I'm going to go to Andy. I'm happy to sell something and roll. I want a usable medium item to put on my board to scale this faster. That's what it is. That's what I want. Well, then you shouldn't have sold the Life Preserver, huh? I do want this off my board, but I guess it doesn't matter. I'm going to sell the Primordial. It's very unlikely that I go to a Quixel anytime soon. Yeah, none of that's really it. Not even 100 sure what I think I was looking for a Seaweed. Not really sure, to be honest. We'll hit Roaming Isle here, though. Most experience. Nothing important on the other two. Here we can get Tropical Island, which is great. It's just a lot of health and regen over the remainder of the run. We can upgrade our Seaweed, 2 shots at that. And Short Up is obviously kind of insane because it means the Seaweed is charging the Volcanic Vents, but it's not that crazy. Seaweed's, even with haste, kind of slow. Let's get up to 162 burn before we kill that. Probably the best possible hit, I'll be honest. We have Burn, Weapon, and Diamond skills as our offering. Conflagration's kind of crazy, but like we already have Super Conflagration, don't we? Obviously, it's not weapon skills. Most burn skills aren't that good. I'm gonna go with Dira, hoping for a defensive skill, because frankly, I'm only afraid of dying. Probably just take that, huh? Just Diamond freeze skill, why not? Hard to say no. Rolling probably gets less value. Just take Bazaar Con, even though I'm a million XP ahead of curve, doesn't mean I can't get further ahead. 3 hero merchants. Maybe this will be the thing that finally gets Wanted Poster off the board. I don't think it's Stell or Pygmalion. I think it's gotta be Mac. It's hard for me to envision what I'm looking for here specifically. I could go Stell looking for a hammer. Be sure to sell these and not overdraw them. It's kind of important. But I don't even have the other tools for it, so the hammer is not good. I could probably find them, but it's not a big deal. I'm gonna go Mac. Maybe I get something crazy. I have a gunpowder for his various potions, but I can't really imagine what he gives me. And frankly, it's so unlikely that any of these shops are gonna be good that I probably don't even roll. The flip side is the run's over and I want to see what he has. Don't do what I just did. It's probably wrong. Dragon's Breath is 8 burn, and when you use an adjacent or dragon item, I'm only doing the first half of that, gain 2 burn for the fights. So like, it's better with a diamond rowboat for sure, but like, not a lot better. And I don't want to put other burn items on my board. I want all of it hitting volcanic vents. So that's probably just a pass from me. Yeah. It's kind of all a moot point. Like, I'm going through the motions. The run is over. That was the most insane dragon skill I've seen. Like, any dragon skill's good. You eventually warp your board around it to capitalize on it and win the run. This is a run-winning skill. No matter what run you're on, you figure out how to make this part of it. However, this run was already pretty much perfectly set up for it. God, we go off faster than him, too. And that's 673 burn at like 7 seconds on the second volley. That's absolutely wild. Oh, just a quick check, by the way. I am 5 levels above that man. He's behind on experience curve, admittedly, but there is no one further ahead on experience curve than me. I'll take the loot item. Don't see any reason to not get loot when instead I could get loot. It's really that simple. Oh, yeah, sure. Give me a wing. Why not? Seems good. Simply get the wings. It's not even doing anything. I should be upgrading the rowboat, actually, because this goes off when the rowboat goes off. Well, theoretically, I get it down to 4.3 seconds on the volcanic vents, then it's the right decision. Seems unlikely that that happens. Midsworth isn't great. Tip boost is wholly unnecessary, but what else am I doing with my time? Just make sure I don't get one shot and walk out of here with a diamond victory. Go to Andy. Not sure what I'm looking for. The other options just did less. Oh, I don't think I wasted a citrus yet. I might have. Well, that'll be it for the Andy shop. Is there a reason for me to care about anything the other two have? No. We just get Lord of the Waste, get our 2 bonus experience, end our run at level 16 on day 10 like a normal sane person does. The Wanted poster really was supposed to get off my board at some point. I just never found something better than 20% crit when I was all in on the volcanic vents. Very, very atypical run. Usually you're not ride or die with volcanic vents. You're usually not level 16 on day 10 on your diamond victory pace. This is an outlier that has gone a little bit off the rails. Upgrade an item or teach gold tier skills. I kind of want to put the Wanted poster to diamond just because it earned it, you know? I know it literally doesn't do anything. It's 10% crit chance. But fine, I'll make the right call and go gold tier skills. Venomous Blade's obviously bad. I don't poison or use weapons. Toxic Flame, like the upside of me burning, is the hundreds of burn and thousands of shield, not the one poison. Not the one poison it might do. Bloodhound, on the other hand, that one seems pretty good. Why kill them a little when I could kill them a frankly outrageous amount? Make sure I sell this. It stopped me. I should have sold something else. It blocked a coconut. Yeah, well, minor mistake. Turbo Incendiary Rounds. This would normally be an incredible item. Turbo Incendiary Rounds with Dragon Skill. You just put it between 2 fast items, you burn more frequently, it's the same as scaling another thing, except it's not putting the shield here. So like, yeah, it's good. It's not good for me. Turbo the Boulder. I just put Boulder on my board to confuse people. They think it's a Boulder rowboat build and then they just die the volcanic vents. It would be very funny, but no, that's all trash.
Oh, not everyone's ready for the fast life.
It's obviously wrong to go to Bazaar Con, because I don't level up, but what if there is a tomorrow, you know? What if I don't win, and there is a tomorrow? Genuinely, I think that was the right decision. There's a very real argument that, like, you should have gone to Barcoon and desperately looked for something to replace the Wanted poster, but, 20% crit is fine. Most of the crit items I can get that only take up 2 slots are adjacency rules, and this needs to be where it is. Well, I guess it doesn't need to anymore with the beach ball being charged and hasted. I could arrange it slightly differently, but maybe I should have gone to Barcoon there for a small chance at Swashbuckle. It would have been better, but it's fine. Wanted poster deserves to be in the thumbnail. He's at 4 wins. I suspect he's at somewhat less than 7,000 health. This run ended when Dragon died. He has literally half my health. He is 4 levels under me. Genuinely, that's scary. He has an energy potion. He has a huge grenade dealing 1,000 damage every time it goes off, and I am already out of range. He doesn't have very many active items, so it was a coin flip to freeze the only item he actually uses, but also I just massively outshield the incoming damage. This is ridiculous. He did deal enough damage to have killed me if I were him. Not quite. To make me scared if I were him. Just absolutely wild build. The shielded on volcanic vents is probably the right call. I wasn't 100% on it at the time, but it felt like trying to win on day of 10 to 12 was the way to go, and it was good enough for that. It felt very, very impactful throughout the whole run. Getting a scalar off of it instead of something like slow becomes incredible when I hit Draconic Rage, though. This seaweed's very confused. It's not doing a whole lot. It's fine. It's here to just moderately help out my poison matchup. The seaweed and the Wanted poster are both just like very weak items that aren't super important. The beach ball actually is, though. Like, silver beach ball might not be obviously good here. I haven't really talked about it in a while, but the boat is charging the beach ball. Oh, the timing window is really bad.
We don't move soon.
So the correct use of that wing, against all rhyme or reason, was to put it on the beach ball, because that would have dropped it under the speed of the boat, so the boat would charge the beach ball, double triggering it, triggering another use of Draconic Rage. Or it was to use it on the boat and just say the beach ball doesn't matter and charge this very marginally faster. But it was definitely wrong on volcanic vents. But the beach ball being here is triggering Draconic Rage, it's hasting the boat, which is also triggering Draconic Rage and accelerating this. It's definitely actually a good item. The second worst item after Wanted poster is very clearly the seaweed. And theoretically, with like a gold or diamond beach ball and better timing here, where this was at 4.3 and going off first, I could have cut the Zorkid and this and run 4 other items, but this was just good enough, and I just pushed experience at every opportunity and never found shops that offered replacements. I mean, that's not true. I found Slumbering Primordial, and it became immediately obvious that Slumbering Primordial was massively worse than Draconic Rage the next hour. Very strong build. I think this would have had a very different, very interesting way of getting to 10 wins with Slumbering Primordial had I gone down that path. But you get offered something like Draconic Rage, you take it. I had the failed Duly Overexplained run that's probably already gone live by now, where it was an interesting, strong run going great for a power drill setup, and I got Fiery DJ Robot and just abandoned that plan instantly. This is the same thing. It doesn't matter how good your plan is, if you're offered something better, you pivot into it. And Draconic Rage is maybe one of the strongest things in the game. It's up there with like Dragonheart and Bonk. I think it's probably stronger than Dragonheart. I think Draconic Rage or Dragonheart, one of the two, is probably the most broken thing in the game. And yeah, this is certainly an example of it. After I got that with the Shielded Volcanic Vents, I just thought the run was completely over because it was. Like, this build is good. It might have gone 10 wins without Draconic Rage. And when I say this build, I mean like this exact setup without using Slumbering Primordial. But then with Draconic Rage, it just became downright stupid. Just an absolutely obscene amount of burn and shield that really nothing can compete with this early in the game. Maybe one of the stronger builds I've had on day 10, period, end of story. And we started with Treb. A lot of weird pivots in this run. Didn't expect to start with Treb. Didn't expect to go into Volcanic Vents, and I certainly didn't expect to stay there. I tried to pivot out of this before the game slapped my hands off the wheel and gave me Draconic Rage. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this run. I'm glad that at least one of my 3 Overexplained runs went to 10 wins. Wasn't expecting a diamond in the series. The other 2 both sort of bombed out at 9 after some pretty rough RNG at various points. But this one certainly did not get rough RNG. Got the best possible RNG you can imagine. Anyway, that'll be all for now. If you can hit the like button on your way out, I'd greatly appreciate it. It really does boost the video up in the algorithm and help the channel grow. And a massive thank you for anyone who made it this far. Also, if you aren't subbed and you made it this far, what are you doing? Sub for more content just like this. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.